we are live here on YouTube for the EchoPark Automotive Grand Prix at Circuit of the Americas here in Austin, Texas. Hopefully you guys are excited. If you guys are, of course, hit the like button and subscribe if you guys are new. We've got ourselves a fun day of racing. We got, what is this, going to be 68 laps? Yeah, 68 laps here today. Long race ahead of us. And, yeah, here we go. Let's see. Here we got 3-4 people hanging out in chat. Thank you guys for all the people who are nice and early to the stream. I know I was a little bit later than I had hoped for. I was hoping to be home and all set up by 3:15, but ultimately we ended up being right around 3:30. So, all right, here we go. Also, I forgot to go ahead and share the stream, so I gotta go ahead and do that. But yeah, we'll just be we'll be settling in here. So we got Austin Cindric, just, again, settling in here. They're doing the national anthem. Here we go. Alright, so here we go. And then you get the stream link. So here we go. Welcome everybody. We got a lot of people popping in here. Thank you guys for everybody that is. Oh. There we go. Thank you guys for everybody though that is starting to file in here. Here we go. Let's see, we got 5 people hanging out in chat. Of course, let us know how you guys are doing today. We've got ourselves, again, 68 laps of racing here. 15 laps in Stage 1. I don't know if Stage 2 and 3 are the same or if they are going to be shorter or longer, but here we go. Alright, so that is all that done, and we are ready for the race, so... Yeah, quick rundown through the starting grid, I guess, will be a good way to start this off. We got William Byron on the pole position. He's, for the last about 400 days, he has been the absolute juggernaut of the series. Probably should have been the champion last year if you were looking at it from a old school points format, but ultimately he wasn't able to get it done at the very end of the season. Then you got tygibbs, who was one of the drivers racing, who's doing double duty this weekend, as he raced yesterday in the NASCAR Xfinity Series race. Got Tyler Reddick, who will be attempting to try and make it three straight races inside the top 5 at Circuit of the Americas in the next-gen car for Tyler Reddick. Obviously, he won this race 1 year ago, so that's obviously the goal to try and make it to, but I'm sure Tyler Reddick would be very happy with another top 5 here today. Christopher Bell, those Toyotas looking very strong. Corey LaJoie was a complete outlier. I didn't get a chance to watch qualifying, so I don't know what on earth LaJoie did to get up into the top 5. But Corey LaJoie got up into the top 5, so credit to him. Again, I don't have a clue how he pulled it off, but he pulled it off, and yeah, he's going to be starting in 5th place. Ross Chastain's 6th. Yeah, he's a former Circuit of the Americas race winner. This is actually the site of his first career race win. Martin Truex Jr. Came home 7th to start the race. Denny Hamlin rounding out your 8th position. Chase Elliott and Bubba Wallace rounding out your top 10. Austin Cindric and SVG make up row number 6. Which reminds me of a bit of an update to go ahead and let you guys know about from yesterday's NASCAR Xfinity Series race. Shane Van Gisbergen was assessed a course-cutting penalty for cutting the course near the end of that race. Similar to how I said, hey, it looked like he was cutting the course. So, yeah, he was assessed a penalty post-race for cutting the course and was assessed a 30-second time penalty rather than a go down pit road in the moment type of penalty, which dropped him from what was supposed to be a second place finish there down to a 27th place finish. So, once again, just small little mistakes like that can cost a lot of time on the racetrack, and I called it in the moment. I thought he was going too far over into the area, but I just kind of chalked it up to I might not know the most about the exact rule as to where on the line is acceptable and not, but ultimately it seems like I was right because again, he was assessed a penalty in the post race. So there we go. Yes, I think that's everything from the Xfinity Series race yesterday. Oh yeah, also wanted to mention I did see the footage of Austin Hill trying to right rear SVG right at the end of the race. Yeah, I mean that's just childish on Austin Hill's part. I mean, yeah, he did get completely rammed out the way, but the driver who did that also ruined his own race by doing it. So I don't think you need. Well, one, you should never be right rearing somebody ever. But two, I feel like he kind of had karma had kind of already gone and ruined SVG's chance to win the race yesterday. So I don't know. It's one of those things where I'm not a big fan of guys when they go and try and. Certainly not when they try and right rear somebody out of nowhere, but anytime you're trying to like wreck somebody when the race is basically over, especially if the move that they made also ended up hurting them, which ultimately the contact that SVG made into the back bumper of the 21 car ultimately ruined his shot at a win because the front end damage allowed the 17 to go right on by him. So, those are some final thoughts now that I've had some time to kind of sit on it and watch and look at the post-race from some of the clips and stuff that might get overlooked. Still bummed we didn't manage to get a a good replay angle that I've found of the rear axle coming out the back of the 04 truck of Marco Andretti in the truck race yesterday. But, yep, here we go. Circuit of the Americas. They got that tall tower. It was a track originally built for, and custom built for F1 racing here in America, and since then it's hosted, so it just did Superbikes, it's hosted IndyCar, and now it hosts a 2-day weekend, race weekend of NASCAR CupSeries, Cup, Xfinity, and Truck Series action here. Also, I just wanted to give a props to Connor Zilic. He raced in the truck race yesterday at 1:30, then got on a plane or drove, I'm assuming he got on a plane, and flew to Five Flag Speedway in Florida to go and race there last night in the ARCA race. He was involved in I believe it was the first caution of that night, but just the fact that he was able to be in both races is kind of astonishing there. Always cool to see drivers being able to pull off two races in one day, especially when they're far apart, similar to what Larson's going to be doing with the Coke 600 Indy 500 doubleheader. Assuming that both races end up happening on the same day. So, there we go. That's a bit of an intro. And, yeah, again, we're back to another commercial break. Because who doesn't love commercials? Yay. So here Again, thank you guys for everybody that's tuning in. We got 8 people already hanging out in here. Nice early part of the stream. Alright, so there we go. Let's see. Alright, who's hanging out in this Discord? Okay, that's just Tater. But, yep, here we go. Might try and see if I got a friend or two that want to pop in for stages 2 or 3 here in the race, just because these races can tend to get spread out a bit, and it's sad sometimes having an extra person to talk it out with is good. Go ahead and reach out to alright, let's go ahead and see. Alright, let's see. Come on. There he is. So yeah, they're doing a quick track preview, previewing the track. Say, I think it's what 130 foot elevation change from the bottom of the front straightaway all the way up into the top of turn 1. I mean, that is a massive elevation change. So here we go. And say, feels weird that William Byron's best finish here was only a 5th place finish. Although, again, he hasn't had that we haven't had that many races at this track. It just feels like the type of track that, the Hendrick cars just kind of decimate most of the time. But here we go. We're all lined up, and they're going to go through the starting grid. We already kind of went through it, but we'll go through it again real quick as they're doing it. So Byron and Gibbs on the front row. We'll also let you know if we see any drivers going to the rear. Reddick and Bell, row number 2. That's a pretty strong row there. All Toyotas in row number 2. Alright, let's see. Then we obviously got row number 3 where things start to get interesting with a pair of Chevrolets there. Corey LaJoie and Ross Chastain. Row 4, you got Martin Truex Jr., Denny Hamlin, another row of Toyotas. Go ahead and pull up another roster so I can actually see further back than about 11th. Also, a quick reminder to go ahead and get your NASCAR fan reward points. Don't want to miss out on some free points towards potentially getting yourself some race tickets or some other prizes. So, but yeah, as we mentioned, we already went through most of the grid, so we'll go ahead and we said LaJoie and Chastain, row 3. Row 4 was MTJ Hamlin. Row 5, Elliott and Bubba Wallace. Row 6 is Austin Cindric and Shane Van Gisbergen, a couple of road course specialists there. Then you got Justin Haley and AJ Allmendinger, two more drivers who are pretty good on the road courses. Yeah, especially AJ Allmendinger. Would not count him out at this type of track. Kyle Larson, yesterday's winner, lines up alongside Kyle Busch in row number 8. Row 9, you've got Alex Bowman and Carson Hocevar. And rounding out the front half of the field, you got Daniel Suarez and Chris Buescher in row 10. Row 11, you've got Austin Dillon and John Hunter Nemechek. Kaz Grala and Ryan Prix make up the row number 12. Row 13 is made up of Kamui Kobayashi and Todd Gilliland. Row 14 has Michael McDowell and Ryan Blaney, a couple of potential race winners there coming from deep in the field. Harrison Burton and Ricky Stenhouse Jr., a couple of underdogs on this style of track. Going to be coming from row 15. Row number 16, you've got Barry and Briscoe, a couple of SHR teammates starting deep in the field. Then you got Hemrick and Zane Smith rounding out row 17. Row 18, you got former teammates Joey Logano and Brad Keselowski. Timmy Hill and Eric Jones line up on row number 19. And all alone on row number 20, it is Noah Gragson, and that rounds out the starting grid here for the EchoPark Grand Prix. There we go. We got that all set, and we are ready to go racing. Alright, here we go. Alright, let's see. They should be, okay, they're doing the pass-through, so we still got another lap or two, so don't worry if you guys need to go grab a snack or something. We are still a few minutes away from going green here. Meanwhile, they got a side-by-side with some Michael Waltrip thing with one of the guys from EchoPark. Alright, here we go. So now the field's starting to group back up at the S's, and again, this is going to be a question of track limits. I mean, that's been the storyline all weekend long, especially in the Truck and Xfinity Series races yesterday. We saw a ton of penalties handed out for cutting the course, and pretty much, I don't think there was a single driver really immune from the course cutting penalties, so just know your favorite driver could potentially end up with a course penalty. Alright, here we go. Alright, well. Definitely stopped in, got my fan reward points. Let me see what my fan reward point total is up to at this point. So lights are off on the pace car, so we will be going green next time by. Green flag will be out next time by. Come on. Taking forever to sign me in. So here we go. Kevin Harvick talking about the whole Michael Waltrip thing, and here we go. Yeah, we're dialing in. We're getting ready for this one. It's a very cloudy day here. Let's say only around 70, 73 degrees there. settled in. 3 drivers to the rear of the field. Timmy Hill, Ryan Prix, Chris Buescher. All 3 drivers, I believe, were already starting 20th or further back, so no major shakeups based on who's going to the rear of the field, but so they are talking about the new restart zone, which is the other thing to be wary of. Not to mention the places that they repaved since last year. Because it's an F1 track, they gotta repave certain sections of the track pretty much every year, it feels like. But yeah, now the new restart zone is all the way at the back, pretty much right as they get off that final corner. So you're gonna have some people still, in the middle of a corner when they go green. Which, in full honesty, was something I actually liked that they seemed to try and avoid, was that they tried to avoid having spots on the track where having the start of the race as they come around the final corner and green flags out, we're back to racing. But yeah, I kind of preferred it back when they would wait until the entire field was on the front straightaway to throw the green flag. But the problem is that I'm sure leads to a lot of people trying to get antsy, potentially looking for jump starts here. And here we go. As they go into turn number 1, you got William Byron, who ran a little bit wide, but able to hold on to the lead. He's got the 45 car absolutely breathing down his neck here for the top spot. You got tygibbs, who has fallen down from 2nd to 3rd here. He's just going to probably ride in line right now, not try and make too many waves here. So there we go. And yeah, right now though, I'm gonna say it's only the opening lap, but you gotta stay close here, because we saw during the opening laps of the Xfinity Series race yesterday, we saw Allmendinger and SVG gain massive leads at points on the track, and it just felt like they were never going to get passed up here. I kind of want Bubba to win this. I don't think Bubba is exactly a championship driver. Okay, I don't disagree entirely with what you're saying there, LTX. I don't think Bubba is necessarily a championship caliber driver, at least not right this minute. I more look at him in the sense of the Ryan Blaney type, where every time he wins, there's gonna be a storyline about it. I mean, think back to some of Ryan Blaney's early wins. I mean, he had the Pocono duel, which was just a really impressive race. But then every race after that was pretty much photo finish at Talladega, photo finish at Talladega, photo finish. I think another one at Talladega, but it was just clicking off whenever he would win. It was a big one. I mean, you had the storyline that happened at the Charlotte Road Course with the craziness there for another Ryan Blaney win. So I mean, that I think is probably the most similar 1-to-1 comparison, and I think that also shows that there's room for, and we got drivers coming through pit road, potentially for either course-cutting penalties or potentially making some kind of strategy call, it looks like, here for Bubba Wallace and Martin Truex Jr. as they are both on pit road. I mean, on lap 1, that seems weird to come in for fuel and tires. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's the thing, and that shows that, hey, someone like Bubba definitely could end up in championship form. But yeah, I would say at this point, he is definitely an outside. If he needs to make the playoffs, I think 1 or 2 more times before we can consider him a regular playoff threat. Although if he makes 1 or 2 more deep runs into the playoffs, I don't think we're going to be waiting to talk about him as a potential champion here. Okay, you think there was contact? Okay, I haven't seen a replay yet. Yep, there's contact, yep. And speaking of more contact, there's the 21 cars around, but they were just showing a replay. Looked like Bubba Wallace and MTJ may have gotten into the 7 of Corey LaJoie. LaJoie back to 21st at this point already. But I want to know what happened to Harrison Burton here. Let's see. Oh, it looked like whoever that was is that might have been Josh Berry got into the back corner of him. Yeah. I mean, again, that's one of those things. I mean, I could very much see him potentially falling into that Kurt Busch role where he wins the championship potentially early on and then goes on to have just kind of big flashy wins, but averaging about 1 to 2 wins a year. I mean, that's pretty much what Kurt did after he won his championship. I don't remember a real crazy year where he went and won a ton of races after that. But I mean, when you're comparing him to, when you're comparing guys like Blaney and Bubba to guys like Kurt Busch, I mean, that's not a bad comparison at all. That's a great driver to be compared to. Certainly not the worst driver to highlight there. Hey, I said, how's it going? How do you race in your NASCAR Heat 5 League? If you can message me over on Facebook, I'll get back to you after the stream about that, because, yeah. But, yeah, here we go. We are currently working lap number 3 here in this race. You got Byron rounding the corners here. He's starting to gap. He's got about a 1.6 second lead here over Reddick as they head down the back straightaway, I believe it is. Oh, wait, no, sorry. He was just finishing up the S's. He's getting ready for the long back straightaway here. Gibbs and Bell have also fallen off about another 1.5 seconds back from Reddick here. And I say, the field is starting to get spread out, but they're up into that top 10, and hey, I know there were a couple of people from yesterday telling me to take Allmendinger out of my lineup. I didn't. Him, Michael McDowell, I left them both in my lineup. Let's go. More so because I just didn't bother to change my lineup after I said it during the stream yesterday. But, yeah. Take that. AJ Allmendinger up into the top 10. Michael McDowell up about 10 spots from where he started the race already. Actually, he's up 11 spots as of right now. Up into the 16th position there for Michael McDowell. Shane Van Gisbergen's lost 2 spots since the start of the race. Sorry, had to brag on my boys while I could there, because, yeah, I was getting a lot of flack yesterday in the stream when I was building my lineup for putting Allmendinger in there. And we got Kamui Kobayashi, two-time 24-hour Daytona winner. And he's been a great sports car driver for a while here. He's on the older side of, especially compared to NASCAR drivers. He's actually entering his prime to potentially go and win an Indy 500, considering the average age of Indy 500 winners seems to be about 45, 46. Seems to be a great age to win an Indy 500. But, I'd say, certainly curious to see how he runs in this race, though. Got the Mobil 1 50th anniversary paint scheme there for Kamui Kobayashi, who is running the number 50. Which 2311 acquired the rights to that number as the Money Team Racing appears to be a thing of the past. So, looks like Reddick was the odds-on favorite to win the race entering the race as William over Byron, Gibbs, Bell. I don't know about that, though. Like, that's one, as a LTX, that's one thing that I've always been a little bit timid about that one. I don't put a ton of, I don't usually highlight guys like SVG, AJ Allmendinger as pretty much sure things to win. Even though, sure, I would not be one bit surprised if the winner the winner of this race comes from that list. But especially with the way the NASCAR Cup Series has gotten, with how many road course races they run, a lot of your series regulars, your Chase Elliott's, your Kyle Busch's, your Kyle Larson's, your William Byron's even to an extent, your Tyler Reddick's, your Ty Gibbs's even, have gotten so good at this whole road course racing thing that they can put up a pretty competent fight with guys like AJ Allmendinger, Shane Van Gisbergen, and Kamui Kobayashi. So, at least based on the empirical evidence of what I've watched over the last couple of years, I think the series regulars have really kind of started to level out with the road ringers. Although to an extent, I would also say that your road ringers, a lot of the road ringers have become full-time Cup drivers. I mean, Tygibbs easily could have probably gone down in history as another road course ringer, but both between his last name and some of the prowess he showed on the ovals, got a full-time ride. Similarly, Austin Cindric looked very early on like a potential road course ringer, but he ended up showing some prowess on the ovals in the Xfinity Series, and again, because of a bit of a family connection and a Xfinity Series title now to his name, he is now he's now a full-time driver as well, which I still question at times whether or not he's ready for it, but there we go. And we got ourselves our first commercial break, 4 laps in. So again, AJ Allmendinger just steadily hanging out inside the top 10. I'm curious to see what ends up happening when we get towards the end of the stages, because some of these drivers are looking for points, some of them are looking for the race. Win. Let's see, what do the standings actually look like right now? Because I haven't actually looked at these in a minute. All right, let's see. So as of right now, Kyle Busch and Micah McDowell. Come on, why do my two guys have to be fighting for the final spot in the playoffs as of right now? I mean, I know it's a long season, and certainly drivers will go up and down on this list. But yeah, as of right now, Micah McDowell is out by 12 points. He is 12 points behind Kyle Busch for that final playoff spot. So, yep, here we go. But yeah, when you do see drivers potentially start pitting, I'd be curious to see if guys like Barry, maybe Joey Logano, maybe some of those other guys, if they potentially go and make some early moves to try and maybe stay out, to try and make something happen. In particular, because especially like Joey Logano is still 26th place in points. He needs points to try and get back into this fight just in case he somehow doesn't win a race this year. I mean, yeah, the odds are very unlikely, but it could happen that Joey Logano goes winless this season, and he might need to rely on points to at least make the playoffs. I mean, again, as I've said, it's a long season, but I think back to 2017. How many of us were saying, oh, don't worry, it's a long season for Joey Logano, when he went and had that one race win encumbered at Richmond Raceway in the spring? We were all saying, oh, he's miles above the cut line. He's good. We kind of all assumed that he would either win a race or he would be able to maintain that points gap, and he just had an abysmal summer that year and dropped all the way out of the top 16 and ended up missing the playoffs. One due to some surprise winners like Stenhouse at Talladega, and a couple of other surprise winners throughout that. But I'm trying to remember some of the other surprise winners from that year, 2017. And Stenhouse was the big one. Ryan Blaney got a win as well. That was a bit of a surprise. I don't remember where he was in points. He may have needed that to get up into there. But, yeah, and then he just ended up being less consistent than guys like Jamie McMurray or Matt Kenseth, who both made it into the playoffs on points. Similarly, Chase Elliott also made it into the playoffs on points. Those were your three drivers in on points back then. But, yep, we've got the pit strategy options here. So, yeah. Flip the two stages, pit before the stages end. That is my preferred strategy here. like, especially if you're one of these drivers who already has a win. So, like, let's say William Byron, Christopher Bell, if you're one of these guys who already has a win, Denny Hamlin, no reason you shouldn't be going with option one here. Flip the stages, pit before they end, give up the points early to put yourself in position to potentially lead at the most important part of the race, the end of the race. As AJ Allmendinger is all the way up into the 6th position. He is starting to climb pretty high up there. Now, he's lost a lot of time to the overall leader as he's been passing all these cars, but he's making progress through the field, which is something you can't say about, I mean, even to rag on some of my guys, I mean, you got Michael McDowell, who hasn't been able to make a pass in a number of laps here, as he is still stuck in the 16th position, following right in behind it, Alex Bowman, who's actually ironically got a former Michael McDowell crew chief on the pit box there for him. And I know I was talking down about Shane Van Gisbergen mainly to try and hype up my guys, but I do have SVG in my lineup, so I want to see him finish up inside that top 5. Similarly, I did put Kyle Busch in there mainly just out of hope that maybe he can do something today, but I don't know. At some point, I'm going to have to start getting a little worried for him. So, here we go. Let's see. There goes Christopher Bell. Bell passes Reddick for the 3rd position, so that's going to be Christopher Bell up to 3rd. And they're starting to, again, we're starting to see some passes happening here inside that top 5, and it's going to start to shake up the race here. Especially curious to see what Shane Van Gisbergen does here late in the stage to try and potentially make something happen. Now, granted, he has one of the sport's best right in front of him. And I mean that with all the respect possible there to Chase Elliott. I know he hasn't been quite at 100%, and it certainly hasn't looked like he's been back to normal. Honestly, I don't think he's really looked back to normal since his snowboarding accident back in March of last year, but he is still easily, especially on road courses, one of the better drivers out here, and he has been able to hold SVG at bay, about 15 seconds behind the leaders, 15.3 for Elliott behind me, while SVG is a 15.5 on the time behind here. And I say, SVG, again, he's good, but he's just kind of stuck in traffic right now. Curious to see what Mike McDowell does when he does get to the back bumper of Bowman. The plan will be to probably shift and change your plan of attack to how you attack these corners, because I guarantee whatever he's been doing, the 48 has been told exactly what that 34 is doing behind him, if it's working, if it's not working, to try and keep him aware of everything that's going on behind him. So here we go. We got the WeatherTech car for Shane Van Gisbergen. Again, the fact that he and Allmendinger are both getting cars for these road course races from Kaulig Racing is a really big step forward for the Kaulig Racing guys. Alright, so here we go. So yeah, again, Shane Van Gisbergen finished second on track yesterday, but got assessed a 30-second time penalty after the race, which led him to finish 27th officially at the end of the race. Definitely an unfortunate penalty there for SVG, but so not much more he could have done there. Alright, let's see. Kyle Busch up to 7th. There we go. Not too bad. I like seeing Kyle Busch making some moves up there. Got Kyle Larson up to 9th. SVG makes the pass on Elliott. There we go. Shanevangisbergen making a pass. Again, that pass is on one of the sport's best, and that's going to be potentially one of many, because he could, now that he's gotten out from behind Elliott, he could try and run down Cindric, maybe even Suarez here to break into the top 10. Alright, let's see. So, 7 laps to go on the stage. Again, you got about 3 laps before we start seeing the majority of the field pit. Byron, Gibbs, and Bell will all get an extra lap, basically, to try and decide what they want to do, because we're so confident that William Byron will be coming to pit road. Now, Byron theoretically could stay out and really mess with some people. Because, yeah, if you're tygibbs or Christopher Bell and you're planning on going to the pit road for that stop there, you could potentially end up costing yourself a bunch of positions if the leader gets that line first and pit road ends up closed when you enter it. It's always something to keep an eye on. There we go. Hocevar versus Briscoe. That's a fun fight, I'm sure. Love to see it, but obviously right now we got bigger fish to fry as the 20 of Joe Gibbs is closed in on the back bumper of the 54 here. Alright, so here we go. 6 laps to go. So, again, as they are just kind of working their way around here, we know that there will be a caution out at the end of Stage 1. They have re-added the cautions on road courses back into the mix, mainly because of the fans' response to the races without cautions at the road courses last year. The way that social media kind of reacted to them was that they were kind of boring without the stage cautions, although it allowed guys like Mike McDowell to just pull away and dominate the race. But here we go, let's see. Again, right now you got Ty Gibbs doing everything he can to hold off Christopher Bell here. Alright, let's see. Again, we're just working our way around here. Again, we're just kind of waiting to see what's going to happen here. I will have a poll going up as to what you guys want to see for a potentially early content on Easter, because the Easter race isn't until late that night. Curious as to what you guys want to see for content that before the race that day. Could potentially do some kind of iRacing feature similar to the NFL meets NASCAR thing that we did before the NASCAR season began. Oh, there we go. John Hunter Nemechek, track limit penalty for cutting the course. That is a bummer there for John Hunter Nemechek. I've got a couple of other ideas kind of in the iRacing realm that could be some fun. Again, it will kind of come down to how what you guys think sounds the most fun. Also got a couple of other ideas that I've been kind of working on in the background, so we'll put up a poll at the end of near the end of stage 3 for you guys to go ahead and vote on what you guys think is going to be the best for the content ideas. And just know, just because something doesn't win for the Easter vote doesn't mean that it won't potentially come back around to pop back up as a video idea for later. It's just that it won't be this week. So here we go. Let's see. Say everybody pulling out of line there. Like Kamui Kobayashi watching the 38 going inside of the 47, the 14 in the mix here too. And just thinking, I don't know if I want to be in the middle of that or not. SVG is back up to 11th, so SVG is finally starting to gain some spots based on where he relative to where he qualified. And say he could very well be making a late charge again. Yesterday he looked, and say he was right on pace with everybody, and then at the end of the race he was able to start pulling away, and then ultimately apparently pull away too far. And here we go. Yep, here comes the back half of the field. I see Busher. I see Blaney. There's Josh Berry on pit road. Joey Logano. And more coming down pit road here. Alright, here we go. Let's see. Again, right now, Byron's just got this, he's on a rail right now, but again, coming around to the pit road this time, I believe we will see Byron, Tygibbs, Christopher Bell. I think we will see a lot of these guys coming to pit road. Now, I don't know if it'll be the same number of people that pit yesterday. Oh, man. So, yeah, I mean, again, like, this is just kind of one of those things with road course races. It gets pretty spread out. And there we go. SVG passes Daniel Suarez for the top 10 spot. So, SVG now into the top 10. Let's see, can SVG go ahead and pass guys like Hamlin and Larson, the next two he has to pass? Alright, so the guys who have wins so far this season, you got Larson, Bell, Hamlin, Byron, Suarez. So 5 races in, 5 different winners. Pretty unique to see that many different winners to start the season. Alright, here we go. Let's see. There goes the 45 to pit road. The 24 stays on track. I think he's got another lap before he technically has to come to pit road. But yeah, here comes the 45. Allmendinger on pit road here. Alright, let's see. Again, so far you got 9 drivers who have not pit at all this race at the front of the field. So again, Byron, Gibbs, and Bell I would expect to see this time by. In particular, Byron and Bell. Here we go, MTJ getting his service. You got plenty of guys getting the service here. Alright, let's see. And again, coming around to the, getting ready for some of this back and forth racing. I'm curious to see where, again, if and when Byron does come to pit road here. Alright, again, coming to 2 to go here. This will be the last chance. Does William Byron pit here? Yep, there goes Byron coming down pit road. Gibbs follows him. Christopher Bell stays out and closes pit road. Pit road is closed. Chastain got on pit road. Suarez, Michael McDowell stay on track. So Michael McDowell might be on track to try and lock up some early on stage points here, potentially. We'll have to wait and see. Alright, here we go. William Byron exiting pit road here. Michael McDowell's up to third. Let's go. Alright, here we go. Let's see. What do we got? So Bell has literally 17 seconds on the field right now because he's the only one who is at the front of the field who opted not to pit. You've had 6 drivers total who opted not to pit. You had Bell, Suarez, McDowell, Cindric, Dillon, Stenhouse. Alright, let's see. Michael McDowell, he's close enough to Suarez to maybe make something happen, but I don't know. It's all a guessing game right now. Meanwhile, here we go. Christopher Bell down into the carousel. Here we go. Let's see. The carousel's a long curve. Alright, let's see. Again, right now, the battle for the lead is not really all that interesting as, here we go. Christopher Bell's going to take the white flag. White flag, 1 lap to go. I will say I'm rooting for a series regular to win this race. I mean, ideally it would be McDowell for me, but alright, here we go. So Michael McDowell now over 20 seconds behind the leader. He seems to be losing time to Suarez, which is not good. Yeah, so I think Michael McDowell might be stuck in third place here. He may even lose out third to Cindric. We'll have to wait and see. But here we go. We're on the final lap. Again, we've got about half a lap to go here before we get back around to the start-finish line. It's a long race, or it's a long lap here. Alright, 1 lap to go. And again, down that back straightaway for Christopher Bell. Again, right now, this has just been a really easy to predict race and not really much strategy so far to talk about. Alright, let's see. Oh, that was my Discord thingy. Let's see. Through the final carousel. Again, Bell's got nobody even remotely close behind him. Alright, and here we go. Off the final corner. Christopher Bell is going to win stage number 1. As I think pretty much everybody predicted when they saw him with that kind of lead. Christopher Bell wins stage number 1 completely uncontested. We anticipate Suarez, McDowell 2nd and 3rd. Austin Cindric 4th. Austin Dillon 5th. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. comes home 6th. Alright, let's see. We got 13 people hanging out in here. And, yeah. So, again, your top 10 finishes in the state. Jed Bell, Suarez, Michael McDowell, Austin Cindric, Austin Dillon, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Byron, Gibbs, Reddick, and Chastain. The rest of the drivers earning points. Daniel Hemrick comes up one spot short of points in this first segment. I'm going to go ahead and pull up Fantasy because we'll talk about that when I get back, but I'm going to go use the bathroom real quick. So, I will be right back, guys. Just going to run a quick ad. Alright. We are back, and we are ready for this one, and we are not even back from... Oh, we're just in time for back from commercial break. Perfect timing. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at the Fantasy League. If you guys want to join the Fantasy League, link is in the description if you guys want to take a part in it over on the NASCAR Fantasy app. We've been doing it for a couple of years now. This is the first year I've actually been super open about promoting that it's public, but yeah, say any of you guys can go ahead and join it. More the merrier. I am currently in 8th place. And right now, SVG is the one holding my lineup back, which is just kind of funny. Again, had people telling me all day I was wrong on that one. I will say the Larson versus Reddick thing I seem to be wrong on so far. In terms of the head-to-heads. It seems to be the only one I'm wrong on, actually, on the bottom part. Alright, so here we go. Let's see, they got the fueler for the 45 doing some sort of promo thing for NASCAR, and yeah, we are ready to go. Oh, Billy Scott, okay, he's the crew chief for Tyrek. I thought they were talking about his gas guy, because I was going to say, if his gas guy was the crew chief, was a part of the, I guess he might have been a gas guy during the 2017 championship. Although I thought Billy Scott was crew chiefing Kurt Busch at that time. I don't know. Or I could just be just been looking up at a weird time to try and piece everything together. Alright, here we go. Alright, so yeah, they're showing the guys who got stage points in there. Again, Daniel Hemrick and Brad Keselowski coming up just short of the points in stage 1. Although Hemrick actually getting up there into the points, or up into 10th place just in time as the caution came out. But, as I say, not sure if somebody ran out of fuel or something that gave that one up. But yeah, kind of a bummer that Kyle Busch and them didn't go ahead and get some points. But yeah, right now in the Fantasy League, JJ Legacy 84 is leading the day, and he has a really good lineup. He has William Byron, tygibbs, Reddick, Bell, and Chastain are his 5 starters. They rank 1st, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. I mean, that is nearly a perfect lineup there. I mean, that is a pretty good one. We'll have to wait and see if that stays that good there as some of these drivers come down pit road. You got Hemrick on pit road. You got Kamui Kobayashi staying out on the track. Weird that they cut right back to him, but yeah. A lot of drivers here, they stayed out to try and get the points, but now they're going to have to deal with the repercussions of that, which is going to be that they have to start further back in the field. And passing cars is not always as easy as it appears. So we got another 15-lap stage here ahead of us. Here we go. So how's everybody's day going, though? Hopefully everybody's having a pretty good day. Can never be too upset when it comes to getting to sit down and watch a NASCAR race. I will say, I've been absolutely loving it the last 2 years, being able to sit down here and actually talk about the races with you guys as it's happening. And hopefully you guys have been enjoying them too. We've been doing this for a little over a year now. We've been just working our way through it. A couple of technical changes throughout the thing, but for the most part, it all has just been working to try and make it even better and better. write down some of the content ideas so I can make sure I have the list for the poll. Alright, here we go. Let's go ahead and make a new note here. So I'm going to just say iRacing thing. Because that's all the note I'll need to remember that one. I got two content ideas written down so far. If you guys have any, please let me know. Would love to hear some of your guys' ideas as to what you guys would like to see for content ideas as well, potentially. Again, the biggest thing I'm trying to think of right now is mainly just what to do for a video or live stream to lead into the big race on Sunday. Because with it being Easter Sunday next week, I'll say we don't have the race until 7, which means we got a little bit of extra time. And Bell and McDowell did not pit. I'm curious to know the strategy. I mean, I don't mind seeing getting a chance to brag about my boy Michael McDowell up there on the front row in the front row Motorsports Ford, but I am curious as to what the strategy is here. Shane Vangisbergen back to 13th as we got pace cars off and green flags out. We're back to racing. Omnier to 7th. Kyle Busch back up into the top, back up to the top 10 as well. So here we go. Green. Let's see the battle into turn 1. Byron shoves the nose in there. Tries to force Bell wide, doesn't do it, and Bell able to hold off the both the 34 on the outside and the hard charging 24 car on the inside with fresh tires. Now, honestly, if you're Michael McDowell or Christopher Bell at this point, your only goal has got to be to try and make it to about 4 or 5 laps to go in this stage. So you only really want to make it about 10, maybe 11, 12 laps into this stage here. I don't know. That could be a penalty there for Mike McDowell. I think he may have cut the course. I think he may have gone too far to the side. We'll have to, I want to see that on replay if I can, but I don't think. Let me see if Fubu will allow me to back that one up and see the replay, since I don't think NASCAR's gonna give it to me. All right, let's see. Backing this one up. So let's see. I want to watch this here one more time, and let's see. It's this corner here. I'm gonna go ahead and pause. No, he made it through that corner. Okay. I don't know if this is I don't think this is live. Oh yeah, no. If he did, the 24 got, actually cut the corner worse there. Alright, so there we go. We're back to live. I just wanted to double check that one, make sure that what I saw wasn't what I saw, and if Michael McDowell was guilty there, so was William Byron, because they both did the exact same thing, but I'm guessing then, because they both did it, and neither one has been dinged, I'm assuming they may be okay. And or NASCAR might be practicing a little bit more lenience, unlike what they've done all the rest of the weekend. But yeah, so far though, this since the restart, Michael McDowell's down 7 spots, Corey LaJoie down 5, Kamui Kobayashi also losing some spots. I don't know. I mean, again, Mike McDowell, he's tried his best to try and make it work through the staying out. But again, if you can just make it to the, it doesn't really matter what spot you end up in as long as you get this one. Bell's been able to hold on to the lead, though, with that, despite the old tires. Let's go. Christopher Bell's actually doing pretty well here today. William Byron up into second here. He's going to get impatient at some point because Reddick is going to start breathing down his neck for the top spot. And there we go, fastest lap of the race. William Byron with a 2-minute 12-second lap. A 2:12 for Christopher Bell. As Bell was second, third was Alex Bowman. So not a bad pick there. So again, Michael McDowell and Bell are both on 19 laps on this set of tires. Oh, Bud Walls with some kind of issue there, off to the side. Didn't say, it looked like he ran wide or something in one of those corners. Alright, so here we go. Again, about 10 laps left for these drivers in this stage. You got about 6 left before Mike McDowell and Bell can go and find pit road. Again, you want to try and make that pit stop in sequence there. That way you don't have to worry about getting back on the right sequence here. Oh, yep, no, it wasn't just off track. It was contact with the 6 of Brad Keselowski there for the 23. 23, ultimately, it did not bring out a full course caution. And, oh, man, they are cutting that close, but they all make it through the corner okay, I believe. But, yeah, watching how much these guys are trying to cut these corners. I believe the rule is you got to have at least 2 tires touch that green stuff before for it to be counted as a good corner. And yeah, at this point, these drivers, they're some of the best drivers in the world, but you don't want to see them taken out by a minor lapse in judgment or a subtle push off the corner here. So Allmendinger and Kyle Busch 8th and 9th for that one, for those two, making some decent progress through the field here. Oh, my mom's up into the top spot in the fantasy league. Let's see what her lineup looks like. Okay, she's got a good lineup. She's got tygibbs, William Byron, Reddick, Bell, Allmendinger, and SVG. I mean, my lineup's not terrible. Let me see. Yeah, so I got tygibbs, Kyle Busch, Allmendinger. I mean, McDowell really is the big one holding me back, although his stage points will probably come in pretty handy here late in the race. I'm curious to see how those stage points end up balancing out at these road courses, because the drivers who end up going for the points here late in the race. Now, I think McDowell, if McDowell and Bell, if this strategy works out for them, I would actually say this could be the right strategy to win this race. You stayed out to get the points in stage 1. You stayed out to try and maintain some track position, and you're going to go ahead and still make it to the end with the pit stop. Might even be able to keep save an extra set of tires if needed at the very end of the race. So Christopher Bell has been cycled all the way back to the 5th position, but again, all that matters right now is making it to that next pit stop without having to worry about it. go, here we go. So they're showing off the the UFL kickoff weekend. I mean, I could theoretically go ahead and do the DC Defenders versus San Antonio Brahmas game, but I have no interest in that and no real knowledge of who the players are, so probably wouldn't be good to add that to the list of content ideas, although it's possible I could go ahead and do that. No! Kyle Larson got spun off the front bumper of Christopher Bell. That is unfortunate for Kyle Larson. Alright, let's see if we can see that replay of what happened. No, not really much off the front bumper of Allmendinger. Let's see. Can we get a Skycam replay? Nope, yep, here we go. 8 laps to go, and Mike McDowell comes to pit road. That's a little early. I mean, if you have to pit, you don't want to run out of fuel on track or anything. But it seemed that's really late in the stage. I mean, because like the ideal thing would be to make it almost to the end of the stage, pit with like 4 or 5 laps to go at most, and then you can stay out at the end of stage 2 and have pretty much fresh tires, and you've already gotten your fuel. But yeah, let's see. Where did Larson end up falling to when he got wrecked here? Kyle Larson is 36. 36th. Wow, he fell a long way. Did he come down pit road? In addition to that, I mean, that would make sense if he got spun out pit to try and take advantage of the fact that you spun out. Not to mention get a chance to check your tires. But I don't know. But right now, you got. They're highlighting right now the battle between Gibbs and Chastain. Chastain on the march here. He's going to try and pass Gibbs. Gibbs right now playing pretty good defense, but, while you're playing defense, the front two are going to pull away. You got Reddick versus Byron at the front of the field, although Reddick's actually not too far away from Gibbs and Chastain. Especially if the two of them work together, they could theoretically catch the 45 pretty quick, I think, if they just don't battle each other. The problem is that they're going to fight each other all the way to the checkers because they are fighting it out for it, or at least fighting it out to the pit stop because they know that they want to have that extra spot on pit road. What's up, JP? Just text me if you need something. What do you need? If you want to hop in on the call and do a multi-stream, let me go ahead and grab my earbuds and we can flip over to that. But here we go. Let's see. 7 laps to go here in stage number 2. You also got only a couple more laps to decide who you're going to put in and who you're going to bench on your lineups here. I don't know. I might bench Kyle Larson just because I don't trust him after the spin that he was involved in. He's going to be a lot further back and he's going to have to pass people versus shanevangisbergen, who's already in the mix. Alright, here we go. Let's see. we go. Christopher Bell comes to pit road. Also pretty early, although again, if you're going to run out of fuel, it's better to just pit now than worry about it. But, here we go. Let's see. Alright, let's see. So there's, oh, looks like Suarez also came to pit road there. Let's see what do we got going on here. Again, we're still in commercial break, side by side here though, so we're getting close here for the next round of pit stops for guys who don't care about the points and are more interested in trying to get good track position here for the finish here. Alright, let's see. Again, Chastain versus Gibbs. That battle's still going on here. You got shanevangisbergen trying to hound the back of Chase Elliott's back bumper here. And I say you don't want to do what you did. You don't want to end up wrecking yourself the same way you did yesterday here. Alright, here we go. And there's SVG coming down pit road. Again, maybe a lap or two earlier than he could have. And Daniel Suarez, he is going to go for a pass-through penalty for violating track limits. Track limit penalty there for the number 99 car of Daniel Suarez. If anyone has him in their lineups, might be a good time to go ahead and pull him from the starting group. Oh, Suarez also got a penalty for going too fast at home, or entering too fast on pit road. That is really bad. If that is stacked on top of the earlier penalty from the cut in the course, that is really bad. Oh, and we got Kamui Kobayashi and the 47 of Stenhouser both around. Now, this spins at a tricky part of the track. I think Kamui's best shot, yep, there we go, is to stay put and then get going in a minute when he has a clear track here. But here we go. Bowman, Busch, and Allmendinger. I feel like I've seen this somewhere before. Alex Bowman, Allmendinger, and Kyle Busch entering 3 wide at Circuit of the Americas. Who were the 3 that Bowman... Was it Bowman, Kyle Busch, and who that entered 3 wide here in, what was it, trucks of the first year? I don't even remember what series it was. Or I think it was trucks, where it was Bowman and Kyle Busch that got into each other on the final lap, and I believe it was 3 wide for the lead at that point. Alright, so let's see what ended up happening. Alright, sorry about that. We are back, and we got 4 laps to go here in stage number 2. We've had more pit stops coming down, and... Alright, shanevangisbergen speeding on pit road. That is not going to help SVG, and in fact, if you got him in your lineup, this might be a good time to pull him. I'm going to leave SVG in, though. One, he's not full-time in the Cup Series, and 2, for some reason, I trust him to bounce back more than I trust Kyle Larson to avoid having another mistake through the field. But, yeah, that is certainly a dagger here for shanevangisbergen. But keep an eye on your fantasy lineups. Let me see. The biggest thing is whether or not people lose a lap. If any of these guys lose a lap off of the penalties, that could be really bad. But as of right now, it doesn't look like it. So there we go. Alright, here we go. So we got Kyle Busch versus Bowman for 6th here. Again, we're coming to 3 laps to go. This would be the lap where I would see a lot of guys coming into pit road. Reddick comes to pit road. Allmendinger jumps down pit road. Bowman, Kyle Busch, Elliott, Haley, Hocevar, Briscoe all coming to pit road. Zane Smith hits pit road. Let's see, is MTJ going to follow? We're waiting and looking for MTJ here. No, MTJ does not pit. Todd Gilliland does not pit. Prix does not pit. Let's see, Keselowski, Nemechek don't pit. Hemrick doesn't pit. Berry doesn't pit. And Kyle Larson doesn't pit either. After his contact, it looks like Kyle Larson might be staying out here to try and get back some of the track position the old-fashioned way by just staying out on track while everybody else cycles through pit stops. Although he's going to have to pit at the end of this run. And I say, it might be good to go ahead and see what he's got. So, your guys who are still out here on track here, you got Byron, Gibbs. We think those two might come to pit road here. We think Chastain might come to pit road here. Hamlin, Blaney, and Blaney, I think they're too far back to pit on this lap, so I think it's down to, I think those two will be fighting for the stage win. Martin Truex Jr., Todd Gilliland, Ryan Preece, Keselowski, Nemechek, Hemrick, and Berry will be fighting it out for the stage points awarded further back. Alright, so there we go. So we got ourselves a pretty good day going. Again, 3 laps to go here, and we have not seen William Byron pull it into the pits. He's coming up to the pit road entry right now, so if he comes into pit road here, this would be the time, but it looks like, yes, William Byron hits pit road. Tygibbs follows him down pit road, so does Ross Chastain. They all make it into the pits. And let's see, does Denny Hamlin get to pit entry before the pits close? It has not closed yet. Denny Hamlin opts to stay out and will close pit road himself. There we go. Pit road is closed, and Denny Hamlin and Ryan Blaney are fighting it out for the stage win. Again, Todd Gilliland just happy to be here. He's going to get some good stage points here to start this one off. Alright, so there we go. And let's see. Again, right now it looks... Okay, there's no challenge from Blaney from behind. It's a 2-second gap between himself and Hamlin. I mean, they're close enough that if Hamlin makes a major mistake, yeah, Blaney would take it, but... What happened to Michael McDowell on the pit stop? How is he way back in the back? I thought he would be further up the field than this. Alright, I am going to end up biting the bullet here, and I'm going to go ahead and put him back in here. Come on, seriously. I was not doing it. I was not doing anything. I was... This is going to be a headache and a half, I can already tell, but... Alright, let's see. Byron is the highest up of drivers who have already pit. He's up into the 8th position here. Now they've all kind of cycled through here. Alright, let's see. Again, right now we expect Hamlin to win this stage, but Blaney's closed it in. It's close. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave SVG in the garage. That could come back to bite me, but I'm going to stick with Larson and the Cup experience over SVG and the Flair. But here we go. Looks like down the back straightaway, he's got a lead over Blaney, but it's going to be a tough one to keep up there. But here we go. Let's see. You got a three-way. Oh, wow. Triggs is about to enter this one and join a three-way battle for the lead here. Let's see. They got only a couple corners left here in stage number 2. Can Hamlin hold off here? But here we go. Let's see. Again, right now it looks like Hamlin is on pace to go ahead and win this one. I don't know what is wrong with Michael McDowell's car that he's running so far back. Oh, are these... Oh. No power steering. Oh, no. That is really bad for Michael McDowell. As here we go. Here comes Denny Hamlin across the line. Ryan Blaney second. Julie, I'll respond to the stage break. Alright, so... As I say, I wasn't the one using JP's screen name. I had somebody in my chat who was using JP's screen name. So I was trying to see if it was actually JP because the person was being annoying, and I needed to know before I went and block him from my channel because I didn't want to block JP from my channel. But I wanted to make sure that if this person who clearly wasn't JP, I wanted to make sure I was blocking the right person before I blocked him. And I wasn't trying to block JP. So, that's what happened. Alright, so there we go. But yeah, I was just trying to get to the end of that stage before I went and responded because it was not exactly the easiest thing to explain, and I thought we might have a pass for the lead. Alright, but yeah, now we're at commercial break, and we got about what looks like 38 laps to go. 38 more times around here. go. Let's see. So, garages have been locked. I did end up benching SVG at the very end. I probably should have, in hindsight, I probably should have benched McDowell because it's going to be hard for him to move forward with a power steering issue, but maybe I can hope that it fixes itself. Alright, here we go. So lap 31 right now. We're working this one. We've got 38 laps left in the race. Well, you're a little early, Santa. It's not even... You can't even say it's Christmas in July. Either that or you got here really late. So, Hamlin and Christopher Bell at the top of the... Did almost nobody actually get stage points in both stage 1 and 2? That's weird. Say Hamlin and Bell, both the top stage earner, or the top stage point earners there. Yeah, they managed to get stage points there, 1 and 2, and... Joby, please do not spam the chat, especially with just nonsense like that, because, one, again, not Christmas time. I wasn't trying to remove all the messages, but I don't need the chat getting completely flooded. And here we go. Michael McDowell comes down pit road, and they are going to try and see if they can fix this power steering issue that he is having here, and try and get him back on the lead lap. Here we go. So, yep. I really hope whatever this is that they can fix this. Now, again, they've got a nice long they've got a nice long pace lap here, so they can go ahead and get this potentially fixed here without losing a lap. That's the most important thing, because right now there's no more guaranteed yellows in this race. If this race goes green flag to the finish, it goes green flag to the finish. There is no guarantee of another yellow to abbreviate this race up. Todd Gilliland earned some extra stage points there by finishing up inside the top 5. And here we go. Let's see. Austin Dillon and Kyle Busch both back there in 16th and 17th here. Oh wow, they were pulling everything off the off that number 34 car here. I don't know. Not liking what I'm seeing here. Come on, please don't lose. Especially don't lose more than 1 lap. I mean, if you're going to lose a lap, that's tolerable. Just don't lose more than 1, please. Let's see. Hey, at least McDowell's getting a chance to stretch his arms and everything. Get a nice cold drink there while he's in the driver's seat while waiting for this pit stop to happen. Are they officially 1 lap down now? Let me see. No, McDowell has not officially lost his lap yet, although everybody in the entire race is still in the lead lap, which is impressive. I will say that much. The fact that somehow every single driver is still on the lead lap in this thing. Say, 3 lead changes. Yep, there we go. The broadcast just mentioned the whole thing about seriously, this is gonna get annoying. I'm gonna just end up. Alright, there we go. Alright, here we go. Coming down pit road, we got Denny Hamlin leading a bunch of cars down pit road. Basically, all the guys who stayed out. You got Hamlin, you got, no, McDowell still in the pits. You got Hemrick coming down. You got, oh, here comes Kyle Larson. After his pit stop, he did have to go in pit here. Of course, Michael McDowell has to be in the pit stall like right before Hamlin, so he can't even get in the pit box properly there. Alright, here we go. So, there we go. Stage 2 winner, Denny Hamlin. Again, Ryan Blaney came up second into the stage. Alright, so yeah, we are just chilling here. Alright, here we go. Let's see. Alright, there we go. Got that done. Alright, so we got ourselves, again, 38 laps here at the end of the race to go ahead and run this one to the checkers, so. Alright, let's see. flags out. We're back to racing, and here we go. Byron versus Gibbs, but you got... Actually, you got the two monster cars on road number 2. Sorry, Ross Chastain is up to the second position as, there we go. Byron fires it in and way overshoots the corner, and that's going to open up the door. It's going to be Tygibbs versus Ross Chastain here. Kyle Busch up into the mix in the top 5 here. Let's go. Alright, here we go. Let's see. So we got Ross Chastain out in front of the field. Ty Gibbs has moved his way to second here. William Byron hanging on to third, although he's under attack from the 45 of Reddick. And then you got Alex Bowman in the 5th position, just hanging out right behind them, waiting to see if he can find an opportunity to pounce. Same thing with the 8 of Kyle Busch. They're all just kind of waiting to see what's going to happen with the... Oh, we got a spin here. Oh, yep, that's the spin. Ryan Prix goes for a loop, and I'm assuming Mike McDowell had to have lost... Yeah, he's lost at least 1 lap now. I was gonna say, is he back out on track? How's it going, Kurt? Let's see. So yeah, right now, we got the restart underway, and everybody's just kind of starting to fall into... Okay, Kurt. Told you guys to stop spamming the chat, please. I'm gonna say, please do not spam the chat. Otherwise, I will have to time you out. Alright, here we go. SVG trying to make a crossover move underneath Zane Smith and trying to pass a couple of Spire cars actually in the same move here. He's also trying to get by the 71 of the 71 of Zane Smith and the 77 of Hocevar here. Passing for the 16th and 15th position if he manages to get both those spots there. Alright, there we go. And, yeah, right now we're settling in, I think, for the long run here. Because, again, there's no more scheduled cautions, no more guaranteed yellows. Theoretically, this race could go green all the way to the checkered flag. Kyle Larson back in 23rd. I opted to put him in the lineup over SVG, and I made the wrong choice, I think, with Michael McDowell putting him in the... keeping him in the lineup over SVG. I think Shane Vangisbergen, he's going to end up having a much better finish. I probably should have just benched him. I didn't realize it was a power steering issue at first. But here we go. Let's see. Kurt, I'm not ignoring you. You've typed 25 messages since you popped into the chat 2 minutes ago, if not less. I said hi to you. I already said... I'm trying to keep up with all the messages. But yeah, it's been a pretty good day, though. Can't complain. And even if I did, no one would listen. But here we go. We got Byron up to the 3rd position here. Oh, no, they're coming up to lap Michael McDowell again. No. Come on, don't lap Michael McDowell again. He's having no... Yeah, I think the power steering is gone from that car completely. Yeah, I know. Yep. Kurt, 25 messages in under 2 minutes does count as spam. Especially when half of them are either just one-word things and or telling me to pay attention. Because I already read your first couple of messages. But here we go. And there goes Ty Gibbs looking for the race lead. Here we go. No, I'm not answering a call on the, I'm not trying to answer any phone calls here in the middle of the stream. Say, I didn't even want to have to answer the one I did have to answer. But as I said, I'm not going to try to answer any more calls throughout the stream. Alright, here we go. So they're going to commercial break, so we got a minute. Let's see. Gonna try and get a couple of other ideas in here for the Easter video. Let's see. I was working on typing. That's why you guys couldn't hear me there. I just wasn't talking. I was typing. I'm typing out some ideas for the Easter stream. My audio is breaking up. Let me double check. All right, let's see. Okay, yeah, I don't hear the audio breaking up at all on my end. If it's laggy, it could very well be your internet connection. It's not necessarily my stream. Everything on my end looks like everything's running smooth. So there we go. There's the poll for the what we got going on for a potential interview, or for a potential video idea for Easter Sunday, considering the race is a night race, but I'll have the whole day. So there we go, and just in time, we're back for the NASCAR Cup Series race. Back from commercial break. We got 30 laps to go. So 30 laps here, and let's see what we got. So they're going for their ones to watch. I mean, my one to watch at this point, I think Kyle Busch inside that top 5. He's lurking. I don't know if he's got the speed to necessarily go up there and contend for the win, but he's been lurking most of the day. Kyle Busch, not exactly a bad pick there. Curious to see if anyone picks him. I'm sure someone's going to pick Allmendinger from the broadcast to go ahead and talk about him. He's up inside the top 10, and he might have that burst speed to go ahead and find his way up to the top of it. But here we go. Let's see. We got. Let's see. Who else do we have up near the front? Shane Van Gisbergen in 16 in the number 16 car, driving up inside the top 14. So yeah, you got Shane Van Gisbergen up inside the number, up inside the top 15 right now. Again, the question is whether or not he has that burst speed to just pop up into the top 10 or even top 5 here. And as of right now, I don't think he does. So I think that's going to end up being a thing where it's going to be tough to keep up here. But yeah, right now though, we're just Justin Haley. Honestly, Justin Haley's been doing an amazing job here, hanging out inside the 11th position there, just making it work here inside the. Everybody just kind of trying to make it work. Hocevar's even doing pretty. Honestly, all the Spire cars have done pretty well throughout the race. And say, if you guys are talking about the race, yeah, you guys can't hear the race because I can't put the actual audio in the actual TV audio in the stream because that would be copyright infringement, and I don't infringe on copyright. And I say, now if you're talking about not being able to hear me, I have no idea why you guys can't hear me because I can see my audio coming in just fine on my recording software. So they're talking about the Kyle Busch audio there on the comms as he gets passed by Chase Elliott. That's going to move Kyle Busch back to 6th here. Elliott up to 5th. So Chase Elliott could be a threat here at the end of the race as well. He could be one that you didn't really expect to see. Also, Alex Bowman. My dad had Alex Bowman in his lineup earlier today and cutting him from the lineup right near the end. And ultimately, it looks like that might have been the wrong choice. And, okay. Oh! Okay, oh no! Chase Elliott with a penalty. He makes the pass on Kyle Busch, but in doing so, he ended up going out of bounds, and he will have to go down to the, he will have to end up doing a pass-through penalty here on pit road. Let's see. Right now you got they're talking about Chris Buescher up inside the top 10 as well. Allmendinger, though, absolutely all over the back bumper there trying to make something work. And here we go. Let's see. Again, right now, Shane Van Gisbergen made a pass. He's up to 13th now. He's just knocking off cars one by one, but I think he's going to need a caution here to try and close in there. Yeah, Dinger's creeping up there too. He's up inside the top 10, but again, 7.6 seconds back. I don't know if he's going to be able to run through all those cars and be able to make up that gap without a caution flag. Oh man, SBS Gaming. As I don't worry, Chase Elliott, just because he incurred the penalty. First off, I'm not sure why he hasn't come to pit road yet. He hasn't come and served the penalty yet. I don't know if he and his pit crew are arguing the penalty or something, but all right, see you later, Theodore. But, yeah, here we go. Let's see. Again, I don't know why Elliott hasn't come and served his penalty here. McDowell's on pit road, probably trying to fix that power steering issue. But, yeah, that power steering issue really is going to kill his day. I just need, like, a wreck to take out SVG to try and justify why I kept him out of my lineup. And, nope, there we go. Ryan Blaney goes around. Does he have a flat tire there, potentially? We'll have to wait and see as he gets back up to speed. Looks like no, he just got spun around. I thought he might have blown a tire, but no, he's, everything looks good there. Just contact from the 23 car there. Although that contact doesn't look like the contact should have been the thing that caused him to spin. I would almost argue that it should have been the opposite there. That the contact from him would have almost stabilized that car more so than anything. But here we go. Let's see. So I mean, right now the Cup cars are actually keeping this race pretty clean, which is actually a pretty big surprise compared to the normal NASCAR Cup Series race on a road course. And there goes Chase Elliott suffering the pass-through penalty. I guess they argued with the official until, oh, we got a spin. And it's Kyle Busch. No! No, 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 no! Kyle, no! It's not the guy in my lineup. I needed to spin to go ahead and justify why I did what I did, but okay. So Kyle Busch goes around and has no caution though. No contact, no caution. We stay green here, but man, come on, Kyle. He was doing so well there. Hanging out inside the top bit. And he's going to end up, after that spin, so he's probably outside the top 20 there. Alright, there we go. Nope, yep, they're showing the contact from earlier with that, and now they're showing the contact from a second ago with the 23 of, and now, okay, let's see, what, oh, Christopher Bell just RKO'd, Kyle Busch. Busch did nothing wrong there, he just got wiped out by a former teammate. Absolutely nothing the 8 car did wrong there. I thought maybe it was a mistake by Kyle Busch or something, but no. That was absolutely a Kyle Busch, just got taken out there. Yeah, Allmendinger up into the 6th position. He's starting to creep towards that top 5 here. But Kyle Busch is still up inside. He's still up in 10th after that spin. But man, that is a bummer to see him just get wiped completely out like that. All right, so here we go. So again, shanevangisbergen's had an eventful day. He, both stages he opted to try and flip the stages rather than stay out to try and get the points, which makes sense because he's not racing for points. But he started 12th. He's currently up in the 13th spot. So he's had a very eventful day despite only a change of 1 position on the scoring pylon. Here we go. Kyle Busch starting to put the bumper to some of these cars that are trying to pass him here. So, it's like Martin Truex Jr., who just pushed him from 11th to 12th here. Now Kyle Busch is going to start pushing back, it looks like. Say, Kyle does not like getting pushed around at this point, and I think he's tired of it. We'll have to wait and see. Now he's got SVG all over that back bumper, and I guarantee Kyle Busch is not going to just let SVG by. And here we go. Allmendinger going around Christopher Bell actually going around Allmendinger. My bad. Bell actually the one advancing the position here. Alright, so here we go. Allmendinger loses a spot there to Christopher Bell. We got tygibbs up inside the top 3. That Byron versus Chastain match seems like it should be a pretty good fight, but we haven't gotten an update on it in a minute, so I don't know if they're just following each other around, playing patty cake or what at this point. Because, I mean, they've just been right together for a decent chunk, and here we go. Now we get to see them again. But, yeah, so we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good day. How are you guys enjoying the race so far? I know road courses aren't my personal favorite just because the long lap times and sometimes the field can get kind of strung out, especially if there's no cautions. But, as I say, the battles in and around the S's can definitely be some of the best racing in the series. The problem is that usually it ends up coming down to who outbrakes who into the latest braking zone of the course. Hey, Eli, how's it going? There we go. There's Eli. Okay, and Eli is not a fan of Christopher Bell right now. I'm assuming that is because of what happened to our guy about 2 minutes ago when Christopher Bell just dove it right in there and wiped him right out. So here we go. And it's like right now, oh wow, SVG dropped a couple of spots. He lost a spot to both Joey Logano and Zane Smith here. I'm just kind of wait. As I say, I think the cameraman's doing the same thing we are. I think he's just waiting for this wreck to happen because I think we know there's a caution gonna come out here at some point. Should have just stayed asleep. Yeah, that's what I said this morning, but that's a story for another time. But here we go. William Byron looking to the inside here on Chastain. Chastain on the outside, battling back. As I say, Chastain on the inside for that corner. And he holds off William Byron, but they are going to continue to battle it left and right here through the corners as they head up and get ready for the big carousel corner here as they go for the long sweeping right-hand corner here. This is a good chance to try and build up speed into this braking zone here. Now, this corner here would be a good spot to try and make that last spot happen. Yeah, I don't necessarily even think that Bell meant to do it. I think Bell just got in too late and forgot to hit the brake pedal, and or the brakes just didn't work as well as Bell had been accustomed to. But radio transmission can definitely reveal something different potentially. We'll have to wait and see. And here we go. Byron makes the move around, and Chastain tries the crossover move and not able to get there. But, I don't think Kyle Busch did anything to deserve that. And that's what I said when I saw it. It's like, yeah, he didn't do anything. I originally called it a Kyle Busch mistake. I thought he just wheel hopped it up turn one or something. But no, he just got run into. Justin Haley up into the top 10, though. There we go. Oh, and there goes Brad Keselowski around. Curious to see who that was off the bumper of, because I guarantee that was off the bumper of somebody, because it was in turn one. Okay, Eli, we will fight. I will fight you about this whole Richmond thing. I might lose, but I will fight you about it. But you do realize that, I don't know if you know this, but Circuit of the Americas and Texas both have a date each. I mean, as I know that they each have only one date, but I wasn't sure if you were talking about like the state of Texas only having one race, because they do still have two. I just feel like this track, I would be curious to see what NASCAR could design if they were designing a free-form road course specifically for these ones. Oh, and here we go. Bowman comes to pit road. Bowman comes to pit road with 25 laps to go. I don't know. That seems really early to be pitting. I mean, I think we saw Bell go about that distance actually on fuel earlier. All right, here comes Busher, Briscoe, Bush, all coming to pit road here. I got 3 words for you, Eli, on that one. Texas World Speedway. It's like Texas used to have a really great racetrack. Now, if you're talking about current racetracks, yeah, state of Texas is desperately lacking in a good racetrack. at least a good NASCAR track specifically. And I don't know. All three of those guys just missed the green. It looked like almost entirely there. I don't know if that's going to end up being any course penalties. Again, considering the fact that all three just went and did the exact same thing, I'm assuming that that's got to be good, but I don't know. I'm always of the opinion that I don't know when it comes to these course penalties how they're choosing to officiate them. Again, Christopher Bell will have to pit sooner than the rest because he pitted earlier than the rest of them before the end of stage number 2. Allmendinger up into the 6th position, though. He's starting to make some progress through the field. I'm really bummed, though, that Michael McDowell got taken out with the pit road issue. Or not even the pit road issue, the power steering issue ended up doing that. You gonna make any March Madness live streams? I don't watch enough college basketball to, like, I don't know. I don't think I can tell you a single college basketball player. I mean, I like rooting for UConn when they're doing well, and as I say, Florida, University of Florida is kind of my guys, but University of Florida is not really that great at basketball, though granted they haven't been a great football team for a while either. But we'll see. Maybe when's the final game of March Madness, like the actual championship game? Maybe I might stream that one or something, but we'll have to wait and see. UConn's gonna win. Put the house on it. Hey, you know what? They're the Northeast team for me, so I'm not opposed to UConn going and getting that one. Here we go. We got a lot more cars on pit road. Byron, Chastain, Logano as a part of that group on pit road there. Not sure who else is down there. Hard to tell generic colors and shapes at this point. Alright, here we go. Let's see. Right now we got ourselves, we got ourselves 23 laps to go. Right now, Elliott is the highest of the drivers who have not pit, or who have already pit, which I believe that pit stop, though, was only a pass-through penalty for his course cutting, so I don't think that actually counts. Because I don't think he got any service, so I think Chastain or Bowman might be the top driver who's actually already pit. But right now, Gibbs and Reddick are just pacing the field at the front. You got 3 Toyotas and Allmendinger. Actually, 4 Toyotas and Allmendinger hanging out inside the top 5. SVG and Chandler Smith both making their way up to the front as well. That's actually a really ironic duo to see fighting each other. Shane Van Gisbergen and Zane Smith have both signed development deals with Trackhouse Racing. Yet Trackhouse currently has 5 drivers between their 2 Cup drivers currently and their 3 guys under development deals, which means one of those 2 might not have a seat. Either SVG might have to go somewhere else, or Zane Smith might have to go somewhere else to find a seat. Or potentially Connor Zilic might need to find another seat. But here we go. Gibbs, Allmendinger both coming down pit road. Reddick and Bell stay on the track. And here we go. We're just making progress through the field. Let's see. So again, Bell, Reddick, looks like Truex stayed out. Zane Smith stays out. Shane Van Gisbergen stays out. Stenhouse stays out. And let's see. Hamlin, Blaney staying out here. Elliott came down on pit road. Alright, and let's see. This top 10, I believe the top 10 is pretty much all drivers who have not pit yet, except for now William Byron, who moves his way up into the top 10. And there we go. You got Corey LaJoie, who qualified himself up inside the top 5. He's back up into the top 15 at least now. Maybe he can show some speed off here at the very end. Alright, here we go. Let's see. Again, Bell's got to be getting close to that limit on fuel. And a lot of these guys, I would imagine, are getting pretty close to that limit on fuel, too. But, I mean, they've stayed out so far. And I'm sure these guys have a thing to tell them when they are absolutely going to run out of fuel. And hopefully they don't mismanage it the way Chase Elliott did it, Watkins Glen last year. As he ran out of fuel in that race. So, exceeding track limits through turn 4 is what they're saying has been the one catching a lot of people off guard here. Oh boy, we're about to have a fight in the chat, yay. I love it when the people fight in the chat. Let's see, SBS Gaming's a Chase Elliott fan. Again, I don't dislike Chase Elliott. I'll say that much. As I know the perspective is that typically Kyle Busch fans don't like Chase Elliott, but I don't mind him. He's a good kid. He has a great attitude about it when it comes to the racing. Let's see. Bring that 9 back to Georgia. Nate Kyle go home. Yeah. Hey, come on, dude. Hey, I'm not bashing your favorite driver. Oh, and let's see what popped up on Discord. Let's see. Oh, my buddy got a shiny Latios. Nice. Alright, so let's see. Again, right now, Bell Truex leading the field around right now. SVG 14 seconds back. He also needs to pit here. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. excessive exceeding track limits penalty here. He is gonna have to come down pit road, and that is a death knell for Stenhouse's day. I mean, obviously a caution could definitely help that one. But yeah, right now though, again, Shane Van Gisbergen, he's up into 3rd place. Please don't let SVG win this thing and make me look like a real idiot when it comes to the fact that I didn't bench him, or when I benched him over a Michael McDowell, who I didn't realize was having power steering issues quite this severely. But yeah, here we go. Let's see. 21 laps to go. They can definitely make it from here if they pit. But I think I don't know what Bell is necessarily waiting on. Like right now, if you, the only reason for waiting here at this point is to, I don't even know. What is the point of waiting here? Eli, let's keep it somewhat civil. I mean, I don't mind you flexing the Kyle Busch stats there, but let's try and keep it focused on talking about how good our driver is. Don't need to be putting other drivers down or other fan bases. Because let's be honest, the Kyle Busch fan base has plenty of people that we don't want to claim either. Hey, Patrick, how's it going? You know, Kyle fans. Well, that is an interesting stat there. Because, I happen to be a Kyle Busch fan. And again, I don't have any problem with Chase Elliott. And realistically, I mean, aside from, like, I think Logano is really the only driver I have a significant problem with in the Cup Series as a whole. But, yeah, I mean, hey, everybody's got their own favorite. And, I mean, I think Chase Elliott was actually one... aside from Kyle Busch, I think Chase Elliott was one of the first diecasts I ever actually got. That Napa scheme was a really good one. At least his one from, I think it was the 2019 version. I'm not sure which box I have that one in. I've got the Kyle Busch and Matt Kenseth cars up on the shelf up by the thing. Hey, Patrick. Patrick, you don't need to be going and deleting messages like that. Come on. People are allowed to have opinions on here. That one might have been a strong opinion, but hey, it's a fair opinion to have. I know plenty of Kyle Busch fans who I totally agree with are terrible and or obnoxious, but yeah. Hey Eli, how are you ready to update that to a 231 at the end of this race? Hopefully, because I don't think Kyle Busch is necessarily out of this one yet. Although we'll have to wait and see. He's back in 17th right now. And in terms of guys who have already pit, you got Byron, Bowman, Gibbs, Chastain, Reddick, Bell, Buescher, Allmendinger, and then I believe it's Kyle Busch. So Kyle Busch is 9th right now on strategy, but he needs he would need a caution to have a real shot at this one now that I'm looking at it, because the time difference between himself and Byron, I mean, it's about a 15 to 18 second difference. So here we go. Todd Gilliland Todd Gilliland has yet to pit. He's up inside the top 10 right now. He's just hanging on there. You got Truex SVG up at the front of the field. Not really fighting. They're 7 seconds apart. SVG is about to get passed by William Byron. I'm curious to see what SVG ends up doing when he makes his pit stop, because he's going to have to drive through the field, and he's going to be a lot further back than I think a lot of people realize. I will say, though, it's interesting how little I'm curious to see, because yesterday there was nothing but SVG hype and propaganda in the chat, and all of a sudden there's none of that tonight. I don't know where Stupid Roofer is, or any of those other guys who were hyping up SVG yesterday, but they have been pretty quiet today. I mean, SVG's been good, but not great today. Certainly less than what they were claiming he was going to be. He still should have been in my roster over Michael McDowell, but I wasn't entirely off in my idea. I just should have had SVG in when I realized that there was going to be there was power steering issues. And you think Dinger might get back? I don't know. I mean, Allmendinger's in a similar position to Kyle Busch here. They're both 25 seconds back, so essentially 15 to 16 seconds behind William Byron, who is the fastest car who hasn't pit. I mean, to gain 15 seconds is not an easy thing whatsoever. I don't know about the rest of you guys, but 15 seconds is not an easy gap to close between Byron and Allmendinger and Kyle Busch. I mean, I think you need a caution flag if you're going to hope to see that one there. I will, hey Theodore, I'll go ahead and argue a slight deviation there. I think the way he was rated at least from what I've heard and from retrospectives from back in the day, with quotes from back in the day, I think he was pretty fairly rated when he was on the track. But ever since his untimely demise in the 2001 Daytona 500, he has been deified by his fans and the Dale Jr. fans that followed afterwards, and have since gone and made him definitely fall into that category of overrated. Although it's just one of those things where, and I've said this about Chase Elliott as well, the hype from the fan base and the expectations levied are too high for anybody to end up reaching. I mean, it would be hard for anybody to live up to some of the expectations that the fans put on them. I mean, even for Kyle Busch to win every race in the past. But yep. But no, I definitely think that theory would have some merit there, Theodore. Say, you definitely wouldn't have everybody on your side, but I think you'd have some that would take your side in that argument. All right, here we go. So yeah, right now we got another one of those medicine commercials for the aging fan base that we are. I say that while me and Eli are some of the, and even Patrick to an extent, are some of the youngest fans, or some of that younger fan base that NASCAR has been trying to reach. But yeah, here we go. Let's see. Again, we're still at commercial break, but Bowman and Byron being 1-2. That is a fun stat there. Apparently, I should have listened to my dad and put Alex Bowman in my lineup when he took him out. Yeah, if you do that at Talladega, you legitimately should have, you either are really confident in your ability to win a fight, or you're really confident in your ability to not be seen. Because I do not believe that you can wear that kind of shirt at Talladega and not get in a fight. I mean, even wearing something like that to Bristol would be a concern there. I feel like Daytona is less of Earnhardt country than, well, I mean, obviously Dega is Earnhardt country. But here we go, back from commercial break, and Byron has a 2.5 second lead here. He's just going to manage this lead to Bowman. Bowman, he knows, will wait until the last lap to get racy with him if they do get close. And yeah, they're just going to back down the pace and be patient here. Alright, let's see. Again, tygibbs actually stayed in the fight most of the day, too. He's been top 3, top 5 most of the day. But, again, without a caution flag, I don't see a way that a Hendrick Motorsports driver doesn't win this race unless you see maybe an engine blow or two. Let's see. Hey, I'll gladly go ahead and I'll be fair about it. I don't. There's definitely criticism. I don't think there's a single driver in the. That's a bit. I had not seen that spin yet. Josh Berry and what's his name? Brad Keselowski just 1-2 comboed Kamui Kobayashi there out of the. Well, not even out of the race because he only spun around still green, but when he got spun, but. I don't think there's a single driver in the Cup Series that's completely without criticism. I mean, dig far enough into most of these guys. Okay, sorry. One exception with this race. I don't think there is anything you can dig up on Timmy Hill that you can go ahead and say, oh yeah, this is a ding against him. Aside from maybe if you want to just ding him for, oh yeah, he hasn't won a real life Cup race yet. But I don't think there's one thing anyone can say that, against the Intimidator for it. But I don't think there are very few Cup drivers that are completely without criticism. And I see plenty of criticism from Byron. And I've been a critic of Bowman for a while now. Just going down the list. Tygibbs, I mean, I feel like the family money connections are always a thing that people complain about there. Now, let's see. Freedom of speech comes with stupid speech. Yeah, I mean, every fan base does have their special kind of idiot. I mean, the Chase Elliott fan base comes along with that NRF 2015 or whatever his name is these days. Remember when he went and made the bold claim that he thought, what was it? Was it Daniel Suarez is primed for the 2025 Cup Series Championship or something that he, one of his stupid takes? Actually, you know what? Let me go ahead and see if I won't be able to find it probably, but yeah. And then if you look to the Kyle Busch side of things, I'm sure it won't take long to name one. Oh, what happened to Chase Elliott? I heard. See you saying there goes Chase Elliott. No idea what happened to him. Haven't seen it yet. I saw Corey LaJoie coming to pit road. Did Elliott get dinged for course penalty or something? Course cutting. Let's see. Oh nope, he got looped around. I will say Michael McDowell's gonna have some big muscles if he's gonna keep wheeling this car around with no power steering around the track. But yep, Chase Elliott goes for a spin, but still no caution here. 14 laps to go. I'm curious to see if we're gonna see a real caution on the day. So far, we have not seen any cautions for contact so far today. It's only been the 2 stage breaks. Let's say the Toyota's having the advantage. That's Keystone's fault. Yep, fun. But here we go. Let's see. The top Chevys, you got Byron Bowman 1-2. Then you got Chastain back in 6th, and then Allmendinger and Kyle Busch 8th and 9th are the Chevys that are up inside the top 10 right now. Kyle Larson in 14th is the highest running Chevy that is not currently inside the top 10. And it looks like they're getting ready for a commercial break. So there we go. We got ourselves a pretty good race going though. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it. See, you guys are having fun in the chat, that's for sure. But yeah, here we go. Let's see. let's see. Again, right now we're just kind of waiting to see if there's going to be a caution. If there isn't, I think that there's very little chance that William Byron doesn't just coast his way to the checkered flag, and it's just kind of the way road course racing is. If you get that kind of lead and you're able to hold on to it, you can just kind of coast your way to the checkers. But yeah, if you Eli, if you want a little bit of a preview of what I was talking about with you earlier, you can scroll up in the chat and see some of it. Some of it's not up there anymore, but some of it I definitely left. But as I said, I'll call you after the race to fully tell you about everything that was going on. Because, again, there's some that you won't be able to see. And Straight Talk Wireless, yay. Gotta love these commercials when it's like, yep, that's a product I will probably never use. And let's go check out Twitter and see if we can find a NASCAR Twitter discussion that we can go ahead and get involved in. Top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL ranking, not really what I'm looking for here. Let's see. Debate about the NASCAR ticker, horizontal versus vertical. Oh yeah, the IndyCar race at the Thermal Club happened today. I didn't even watch it. Although I wasn't even home from work. Otherwise, I probably would have tuned in and probably done a stream of it if I had been home for it. But it seems like nothing really happened there. Oh, and we're getting ready to come back from commercial break. They're talking with Denny Hamlin. I don't really care about that. Let's see. What's Ryan Vargas saying? Has been Kobayashi out last year. Talking about that one. Let's see. Alright, so they are back from commercial break. So I guess I wasn't able to find anything any Twitter fights to go ahead and join in on. But here we go. We got 12 laps to go here. 4 seconds is the gap from Byron to Bowman. Are you kidding me? 4 seconds is the gap. Oh my, that is such a long gap. Now right now we're talking about a driver who's running 17th, and I don't really see any reason to be talking about him. Tygibbs has caught the back bumper of Alex Bowman. And again, if we have a restart here, I think we could see a very interesting race. I think the Toyota's mechanical grip through the through especially turn 1 could be a big factor if Byron's old tires don't handle the corner nearly as well. Alright, about a mile an hour faster last lap for Christopher Bell versus William Byron there. So they're actually pulling off some pretty good speed there. And speaking of good speed, Gibbs and Bowman, you can actually see them behind Byron on some of the TV shots. Let's go. So again, right now, Kyle Busch still back in the 9th position. You got AJ Allmendinger up inside the top 7. Where's SVG ended up? Oh, what happened to SVG? I just noticed he's not up there in the mix. Where is he? Tyler Time to go do some hunting. Where is he? He is back in 23rd. Probably still hurting my fantasy roster, the fact that I don't have him in there, considering there's literally nothing Michael McDowell can do to avoid getting last place here, I don't think. He's 8 laps down, not in a free pass position. Let me see. I am 14th on the day. Great. And, let's see. Yep, Mike McDowell versus SVG is costing me 5 points. I would still be pretty much dead last in the fantasy league if I didn't have that one. See, did my mom go and put... No, she didn't go and put Bowman in either. Okay, so... At least neither one of us listened to my dad when he's told us to put in Bowman because he took him out. And yes, that is an actual thing. We ask him who he took out of his lineup so we can know who to put in. Because whoever he ends up taking out of his lineup tends to end up having pretty good days. 10 laps to go, and they're going to a side-by-side commercial here. William Byron, again, the only 2 things that could cost him here are a course-cutting penalty, which he better not get, and a caution flag. Oh, he got really close there on cutting that course, but I'm assuming, again, with how smooth he's been on this, that he definitely got 2 tires in the green at least. But, yeah, you always find it fun when they're cutting the course pretty thin there. So yeah, 10 laps to go here. I mean, again, literally Bowman would have to run him down by like a second every 2 laps or so to try and close in this gap. And I don't think that's going to happen here. Oh, Dad didn't take Bowman out. Okay, I thought he said... I know he said he did. I thought Dad... I believed him on that one, because taking Bowman out of his lineup seems like a reasonable thing to have done. But I guess he... Wait, he didn't take Bowman out of his lineup. He doesn't have Bowman in his lineup. You sure he didn't have, you sure he didn't take him out? So he just never had Bowman in to begin with? Because it seems like he probably should have had Bowman in there at some point, considering he's up into 2nd place right now. And putting Bowman in the lineup sounds like a him type of move to have made. Oh, and they're doing a NASCAR Fan Rewards promo. Quick reminder for anyone who hasn't already grabbed them, go ahead and on the NASCAR app, go ahead and check in with the race leaderboard and grab your free 50 points for the NASCAR race here. I already went and grabbed mine, but you guys can go ahead and grab yours. Also, you've got the dashboard question as well. Okay, he has Bowman in the down bottom. Yeah, I mean, granted, that was literally a coin flip chance that you just flip a coin, take one of the 2 drivers. But, yeah, right now, tygibbs is actually hounding the back bumper of Alex Bowman. And, honestly, if he gets by him, he might be able to chase down William Byron here on a long run. Which could be a really good one if we have a good long run to the checkers here. Oh, and there goes Brad Keselowski off track. He is looped around, and he is going to get back going here. There we go. Brad Keselowski back going. No caution flag flies. But here we go. Let's see. These drivers, they're definitely working their way around. I actually think they're closing in on, let's see. Are they closing in on him? At the line that time, it was marginal for the two leaders, the difference between their last laps, but Ty Gibbs was about 0.3 of a second faster, and here we go. He's going to make the charge around the outside of this corner as he gets ready for being on the inside of this next set of corners. Bowman hands the lead off to, or the second place position off to Ty Gibbs. Now Gibbs is on the charge here. Ty Gibbs is going to try and charge down William Byron from this far back. This could be his first career Cup Series win. Let's go. Let's go, Ty Gibbs. And let's see. Right now you've got Christopher Bell in fourth here. Again, a caution flag, and Bell and Reddick would be fighting all over it. But right now, I think Ty Gibbs, theoretically, could run down William Byron. He's looked fast. Question is he fast enough that when he goes and runs him down, is he going to actually be able to get there? Because so far, Ty Gibbs has been able to he closed in and passed Bowman, but it took some time. Ten laps led here for Ross, the Boss Chastain. He's up into the top 6. He's looking for 5th place potentially on Reddick, but I don't know if he's going to be able to get that spot. Kyle Busch still going to come back home inside the top 10. Let's go. Wish it were going to be a little bit better than a 9th place finish, but we'll take what we can get at this point in the season. And after a dead last finish here for Michael McDowell, he's probably going to need to win a race at this point to make the playoffs. Usually early on in the season, I can maybe start to joke myself into believing that we can point our way to the playoffs, but 99% of the time we end up having to win our way to the playoffs. In fact, I think we wouldn't have made the playoffs in any of the 2 years that we made it without our wins. In particular, the Daytona 500 season. Yeah, there was no question we weren't making the playoffs. Now, granted, Mike McDowell in last year's season was actually pretty close to the playoff cut line despite the... and then he got the win, and you kind of just forget about points after that. But here we go. Let's see. 7 laps to go. You got Justin Haley on the charge here, trying to get around Martin Truex Jr. Martin Truex Jr. just went around Justin Haley there. Justin Haley going to try and charge back to see if he can go ahead and pass him back here. Now you've got Bell on the back bumper of Bowman, so Bowman definitely seems to have lost a step in terms of the speed department. Byron hasn't lost that step yet. He is still just as fast as ever. So again, at this point, I think caution flag, it's close. I think potentially Bell or Gibbs could have the speed to try and run him down. It's just a matter of do they have the time. All right, once again, last lap by, they were about a half a mile an hour faster between Bell and William Byron in the lead. Christopher Bell with a 1:33.0. Meanwhile, William Byron had a 1:33.2. Ty Gibbs was much slower with a 1:33. Ty Gibbs faster with a 1:32.7. My bad. Here we go. Let's see. Question is, if you get the caution flag right at the end, what do? Do you pit for 4 tires, or do you stay out and try and take the track position? And especially, what do you do knowing that whatever you do, everybody behind you is probably going to do the opposite to try and bury the fastest car in traffic. Because if you don't go down pit road, everybody behind you probably will, to try and gain that track position on, or the tire advantage on you. And if you do stay out, and if you do pit to try and get the tires to match up with what they would do, they'll stay out and bury you 20, 25 cars deep. So here we go. Let's see. Again, right now we got ourselves a... it's just kind of been a quiet race, honestly, throughout this one. 6 laps to go. Not a whole lot happening. Speaking of not a whole lot happening, the IndyCar race at the Thermal Club was, seemed like a very kind of normal race. Let me see if I can find the results from that. Okay, so top 6 from each heat race made it in. So Colton Herta sneaks into the main event over Nolan Siegel. No idea who Nolan Siegel is. And then Heat Race 2, it was Rossi getting in over Pato O'Ward at the very end for the for Heat Race 2 over there in the Indy cars. And then Alex Palou just absolutely decimated the end of that race. 5.5 second lead for Palou over Scott McLaughlin. Felix Rosenquist 3rd. 4th, Colton Herta. 5th, Marcus Armstrong. Linus Lundqvist getting up into the top 6. Rossi 7th. 8th, Newgarden. 9th was Christian Lundgaard. And rounding out the top 10 was Augustine Canapino. And it looks like Rahal and Pietro Fittipaldi both had some kind of issue during the race, preventing them from finishing the race. Cool to see 3 Rahal cars, though, actually make the main event there. So the last 2 Austin races, they've had the caution with about 2 laps to go. So let's see. Lap 66 is the average of the last caution. Let's see. What is the... let's see. Both races obviously ending in overtime. Let's see. Are we going to see that again today, or are we going to see a nice long green flag run to the checkers? Because honestly, at this point, without the stage cautions, you theoretically could have seen this race go green flag all the way to the checkers and been a real strategy race here. Let's see. Again, the Bell and Gibbs have kind of both, they've gotten together now, but I don't know how much that's going to help or hurt them at this point. Bell's actually got fresher tires than Gibbs. And Bell was better at the line that last time by in terms of lap time. 132.6 versus a 133.1 for Byron and a 133.0 for Ty Gibbs. So Bell is definitely faster right now. The question is whether or not he's going to have any shot at the leader. And I think the answer to that is probably no, not without a caution. But we're also approaching territory of where we could see a caution potentially come out. We've been green for a while, though, so that's the question is, are there any cars near each other that could potentially wreck and bring out the caution? And if so, which 2 drivers would it even end up being? We got 4 laps to go here. Circuit of the Americas. These drivers, so the pit crew members are all sitting on the pit wall watching the TV broadcast of the race. But yeah, right now again, Oh, uh-oh, Byron's about to catch a lap car. Who is it and how? Oh, it's Timmy Hill. The Intimidator about to give some trouble to William Byron. Let's go. Timmy. Let's go, Timmy. Come on, Timmy. Hold him off. Nope, he didn't hold him off very much at all. But hey, you know what? Timmy tried his hardest, I'm sure. Alright, here we go. Let's see. Again, Bell and Gibbs are, at this point, the question is whether or not they are almost having to play defense here to try and avoid each other battling it out. Although I think the smart strategy here from Gibbs would be to tell both drivers, hey, don't worry about battling each other, try and get to Byron. They might not listen to you, which they might have already been told that and they just aren't going to listen. But yeah, they got to get by Timmy as well here. And oh, there goes Timmy to pit road. Or no, not, he faked going to pit road there as he went and made it really easy on both of them to get the passes done. So, Byron lost about a second on that lap. So, here we go. She got a pretty good race going. Again, the long green flag drawn out run to the checkers here. 3 laps to go here at Circuit of the Americas. Let's see. I don't know. I'm going to say, right now, again, it's all about whether or not anybody can catch Byron. I don't think anyone's catching Byron here, but we'll have to wait and see, I guess. Here we go. Alright, let's see. Again, right now, William Byron's actually holding on to a decent lead. The question is whether or not Gibbs and Bell are going to be able to run that one down. And, oh, here we go. Bell tries to pass tygibbs there. And tygibbs, I think, rightly knows that his best shot to try and win this race is going to be to let those two fight it out amongst each other. And him potentially take advantage like what Blaney did at the Charlotte Road Course. Ironic that we're bringing that race up again. But here we go. We're going to be coming to 2 laps to go at the line this time. And let's see. Again, Bell is on the fresher tires. The question is whether or not he's got fresh enough tires to try and make this happen. Oh, over the last 3 laps, he's gone from 5.5 back to 2.9 back. I mean, he's going to be close. The question is he close enough here? 2.4 back at the line. 2.459 at the line. And here we go. Lap 2. 2 laps to go. This would be the average of the last caution. Alright, let's see. Alright, let's see. Byron coasting his way through here at this point. Again, just not wanting to make a, you don't want to get dinged for a penalty at this point. You don't want to get dinged for something as stupid as track limits here with 2 laps to go and you really just need to make it home. And let's see, 2 laps to go. Bell is trying his best, but I just don't think Bell's going to be able to get there at this point. Alright, let's see. Again, we're closing in on the end of this race. It's getting closer and closer, but I just don't know if Bell's going to have enough left in the tank here, and it looks like we're going to see this one green to the checkers. Let's see, do we see the white flag come out? I believe we are going to see the white flag come out here. We're going to have to wait and see. They got a couple more turns before they see the white. But, yeah, as of right now, though, it definitely looks like William Byron is absolutely on fire here. Alright, let's see again. And that is why I usually mute Discord, because it just pings all the time without much to go off of. White flag is out. They took the white flag under 2 seconds between Bowman and between Byron and Bell, I mean. And here we go. Let's see. Can William Byron avoid the same issue that befell SVG at the end of the Xfinity Series race? Well, one of many issues that befell him, but in particular, can he avoid a course-cutting penalty here, potentially costing him the checkered flag via a time penalty here? Oh, I say that, I don't know, the 20 might have cut the course too tightly there. We'll have to wait and see here as they come down getting ready for the final corner here before the long back straightaway for the final time here. This long back straightaway, this is going to be the chance for a lot of speed here. Maybe even a little bit of draft off of the 24 car. And as I say, Bell has managed to make this one close. Regardless of who wins this race, it will be a repeat winner. As long as they don't both take each other out and Christopher Bell and Gibbs goes on through to win. But I don't think they're going to end up doing that. I would be shocked if we even see, are we even going to see a Byron try and fight this one? Here we go, off of this corner. Are we heading down for the, I think we're heading down for the carousel here. Nice long sweeping corner. Yep, there we go. And then it will be 2 turns left to go. Yeah, the road course races, they have their own intrigue. The fact that Bell was actually able to run down William Byron on a long run, it's impressive. Maybe not as exciting as it could have possibly been off the final corner. Assuming that there was no track limits violations, on track, your winner, William Byron in the 24 car. Bell comes home second. Third, tygibbs. Fourth, Alex Bowman. Rounding out the top 5 here tonight is Tyler Reddick. Yeah, 6th place, AJ Allmendinger. 7th, Ross Chastain. 8th, Chris Buescher. 9th, Kyle Busch. And rounding out your top 10 is Martin Truex Jr. But yeah, I mean, and again, like, that's my thing with road course races, is that 99% of the time, the road course races, the finish is more impressive when if there's no caution, and it's a lot, and it gets exciting, quote unquote, when there's a late caution that throws it all around. So, and say, if you guys did just stay for the race reaction, that is the race. As always, we are going to go down through the entire finishing grid, give a shout out to every driver, figure out where your favorite driver finished. But if you guys were just staying for the reaction, hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next week for the Richmond Cup race stream. I will not be around to do the Xfinity race stream, and there's no trucks on Saturday, so there won't be a race stream on Saturday. I do have the NASCAR Thomas Cup Series at Kansas on Thursday, so if you guys want to go ahead and watch over on watch me race in that race, that is on Thursday night at 9. But yeah, until next time, for those of you guys who just stayed for the race reaction, go ahead and I will see you guys there. But again, we're going to go through it. Also, I'm going to leave the poll up till the end of the stream for you guys to go ahead and vote on what you guys want. We got 9 votes on that so far. Also, let's see. I came home 15th with my the day I had, mainly because I ended up losing a total of 7 points on SVG. I don't know how much 7 points would have helped me. It would have put me 13th. Not a major improvement, the 7 points, but it would have been something. But yep. So again, we already went through the top 10, but I'll go ahead and do them real quick. William Byron wins the race. Christopher Bell comes home second by only 6/10 of a second. That's actually pretty impressive on a road course. Again, on a long run of a road course, especially. Then you got Ty Gibbs third, fourth Alex Bowman, fifth Tyler Reddick. AJ Allmendinger comes home sixth in his Cup Series season debut. Then you've got Ross Chastain seventh, eighth was Buescher, ninth Kyle Busch, and rounding out the top 10 was Truex. Joey Logano and Ryan Blaney, the pair of Penske teammates, come home 11th and 12th. Chase Briscoe, the top finishing SHR car, comes home 13th. 14th for Denny Hamlin. And rounding out the top 15 is Bubba Wallace. Chase Elliott recovers to a 16th place finish. So SBS Gaming, there's your guy finishing 16th. Not bad considering he had a couple of track limits violations that he got dinged for throughout the race. Justin Haley comes home 17th. 18th for Kyle Larson in the 5. Austin Cindric, the road course ace, comes home 19th, and Zane Smith rounds out your top 20. Shane Van Gisbergen comes home 21st after a very impressive race yesterday that led to a course limits violation. John Hunter Nemechek comes home 22nd in his 42 machine. Carson Hocevar in the 77 comes home 23rd. 24th, Ryan Prix. And rounding out your top 25 is the guy who started in position number 5, Corey LaJoie. Austin Dillon 26th, 27th, Todd Gilliland, 28th, Kaz Grala, 29th was Ricky Stenhouse Jr., and rounding out the top 30, Kamui Kobayashi in the 50 car. Harrison Burton, Daniel Suarez, Eric Jones, and Brad Keselowski rounded out your lead lap finishers, and Noah Gragson in 35th position, the first car 1 lap off the pace. Josh Berry in 36th, also 1 lap off the pace, so a couple of the Stewart-Haas cars having some real trouble there. Timmy Hill, he fought a really good race, but he ends up 2 laps down at the end of it. 37th position for Timmy Hill here. Daniel Hemrick also finishes 2 laps off the pace in his number 31 Chevrolet. And Michael McDowell, with power steering issues, comes home 17 laps off the pace, but every single driver who started the race actually took the checkered flag. That is a pretty impressive stat right there. So, I gotta give credit where credit is due, and William Byron drove a near flawless race here. He didn't necessarily go and win all the stages or anything, but that's just kind of how road course racing, when you've got the guaranteed cautions for the stages, is. But so hopefully you guys enjoyed. Again, so it looks like we will be putting together a NASCAR Trivia with Friends video, so we'll see what I come up with for that. But until next time, hopefully you guys will, I'll see you guys next video, live stream, whatever you guys decide to do with the rest of your day. Have a great day, everybody, and goodbye!